I'll be waiting and asleep but dreaming. I'll be there when awake but screaming. An hour of death and I will rest to have a moment more to curse them. Watch the maggots crawl out of them. Hear the angels call above them. What's up, YouTube family? Farley here, and tonight I'm going to be doing a music collection update. I have not done one of these in a few weeks. So I'm really stoked about this because I got a couple of killer albums, but I got my #1 Grail. And this has been my #1 Grail now for a couple of years. So I've tried to get this before. Finally pulled the trigger with a German seller, and it arrived today. Super stoked to show that off. So I've got 4 albums and 1 CD. Let's go ahead and start with the CD. I have fresh out of the mailbox Metal Church's new album. I've been listening to this for a while, and I didn't know how it would sound, but man, not just by the numbers, which is a killer song, man, but the whole album. There's a couple I haven't listened to, but pretty much I listened to the whole album, and so I'm digging this, man. So I decided to go ahead and to pick this up because I had to order something else off of Amazon, and they had it on sale, and so I picked that up. But yeah, man, haven't even opened it up yet. But Metal Church, just a great band over the years. Maybe lost their way kind of in the 90s, and the last couple of albums, I don't know, but the last one was okay. But to me, this is probably their best album since the early 90s. So anyway, that's it. The rest of these are going to be vinyl. Been after this one for a while. This is just one of those movies from my childhood, Iron Eagle, that I had the cassette tape of the soundtrack when I was young. And yeah, some of these songs aren't the best now that you go back and listen to them, I'm not going to lie. But it's nostalgia. But Queen, One Vision's a pretty good song. Dio, Hide in the Rainbow. And there's King Cobra's Iron Eagle, Never Say Die, kind of like the theme song for the movie. And this is a gold stamp promo. And yeah, man, it was in really good shape. Doesn't appear to have been played very much. So this is an old Capitol Records release. No enter. All right, next up, this is one of those albums that I'll add to my cart and then find something else to buy and remove it. And I've probably done that 3 or 4 times. And finally I was like, no, I'm buying this. This reminds me of when metal, before grunge, when metal and rock and funk were all kind of, and rap at times too, with like Anthrax and Biohazard. But it was like metal was meeting all these different genres, and it was cool to have a Slayer album and Primus, Whereas before that, a lot of people wouldn't have thought, all right, so I'm gonna listen to thrash, and I'm gonna listen to like funk, But this Infectious Grooves is another band that's like this. Just a super talented band. We all know about Les Claypool and his bass playing, man. But As the Toys Go Winding Down, the first track on side B is my absolute favorite Primus song of all time. And I'll admit I hadn't heard them all. But of all the Primus songs I've heard, that is my favorite. So Frizzle Fry, originally released what? 91, maybe? Doesn't have the date on it. It's got a date, but it's 2002, which is this repress. So, and cool little sleeve here. This is 180 gram vinyl, no inner. Glad to finally pull the trigger on that. All right. Next is a band that I've talked about a lot just because of how underrated they are, a thrash band, and how they didn't seem to take as much in America as they did in the UK.
But with me and my friends, they were huge. They never came to tour in Atlanta, as far as I know. Never supported anyone that we knew about. So it's just a weird thing for them to be so popular amongst me and my friends in Georgia, while the rest of the United States, they were kind of a hit and miss band. But for me, just one of the best UK thrash bands, one of the probably the most underrated thrash band of all time. And they have released a new album. Sans their original singer, though. The guitarist is now singing, I believe. But we have Zentrix, Bury the Pain. And I've given this 3 or 4 listens. And yeah, I would like for the old singer to still be there. I really, really enjoyed it. But it's still good. I think it still kicks butt, especially for it being what? I don't know how many years since their last album, but 20 years or more. But yeah, man, I was stoked to pick that up. This is on red vinyl. Cool labels there. Also 180 grand. Comes with inner lyrics and pictures of the band. So yeah, man, it's been a good year, and it will continue to be a good year. You've still got some other albums coming out, but so many great bands released albums this year. Metal Church, the aforementioned, Sacred Reich. I don't. When does that drop? Gosh, so many. Possessed. So yeah, man, it's been a good year for metal. 2019 definitely better than 2018. All right, now for my number one Grail. Now, this is an album that I have seen go for $100. I would say the average is probably somewhere between 50 and 75. But I talked to a German seller. German sellers rock on Discogs, man. I don't know what it is about Germany. Maybe they're still, trying to make amends for the 40s. I don't know. But this dude cut me a hell of a deal. I'm so stoked to have this. Now, I still paid more than I usually would, but not as much as normal. Now, it's not an excellent copy, but it is a very good copy. And there's not many of these because it was only pressed once. Sacred Reich, The American Way. What can I say about this? 1990 release. Sacred Reich was killing it, man. They had Ignorance, and which I think was just an amazing debut album. But what got me into Ignorance was actually this album, because this is my introduction to Sacred Reich, the video for The American Way, and I was like, holy crap, who is this band, dude? And then I discovered that, and Surf Nicaragua was a great EP. Just a great band, man. And they have a new album coming out as well this year that I want to pick up. This came with the inner. And the original Road Racer. The Road Racer labels. Yeah, look at that. Yep. So if the vinyl's good, even if the outer sleeve was like very good, I don't care, man. I'll pull the trigger, especially on these albums that can go for big money. So now watch them repress this album. But it's all right. I got my OG pressing, so I'm happy. So, man, I think this is a pretty killer haul, man. I'm really, really stoked about this haul. But let me know what you think of it. Like I say, Sacred Reich, I have crossed off my number one Grail with getting The American Way. And so stoked to pick up that new Zentrix. And when the new Sacred Reich comes out, if it's not already out, I haven't checked in a while. So if anybody knows, let me know in the comments. But yeah, so thanks for watching as always. Let me know what you think about this haul. And I'll talk to you soon. Farley out.